There we go, everybody. What's going on? Welcome into the Farzy Show. Instant reaction, 76ers beating the Boston Celtics, as I talked about this morning on the show. I can't remember a time I was this excited to watch regular season game number 7? Number 6. Number 7. 5-1 going into this one, and I couldn't help it. Right before the game, sat down in the chair, had the notes, had a refreshing beverage, was ready to tune into the game, and I couldn't help it. Maybe it's the bye week. Maybe it's the fact that the Eagles beat the Cowboys. Maybe that helped cure the idea that I still had a big hangover going over there from the Philadelphia Phillies. And I sat in to watch this, and I had great excitement for it. And I am someone who has been saying for 82 games, you're going to have an 82-game preseason because all that really matters is what happens in the playoffs. But you know what? I'm here to enjoy basketball. I'm here to enjoy the 76ers. I'm here to enjoy the Sixers taking it to the Boston Celtics if they are presented with the opportunity to take it to the Boston Celtics. And for the majority of the night, they were taking it to the Boston Celtics. They were in control from about the second quarter on in the game, and it was fantastic. And then about the 90 seconds happened in the final 90 seconds of the game. The Celtics all of a sudden decided to go on a 10-0 run. It scared the hell out of me, but it was awesome up until that point. So glad the Sixers held on. They held on to win, and a win is a win is a win. And I feel like we've justified enough wins with the Eagles where we can enjoy the Sixers improving to 6-1 on the season and the 7th game of the regular season. I can't remember a time where I was really this hyped for an early regular season game, but I made the decision early on. I said, after this game, I want to do a reaction show. I want to talk to you fine people. I want to get your vibes on it because I am as excited as I could be about regular season game number 7 and a win over the Boston Celtics. Bottom line is you don't get that many measuring stick games in the NBA. And we just use that term all the live long day when it came to the Eagles playing the Cowboys, when it comes to the Eagles playing the Miami Dolphins, measuring stick games. Well, albeit regular season game number 7, whenever you play the Celtics, whenever you play the Bucks, these are going to be measuring stick games. And although the Sixers lost to Milwaukee in Milwaukee to open up the season and took that L, they have now rattled off 6 consecutive victories, including this victory tonight against the Boston Celtics. I'm going to tell you right now, this was my favorite part of the game. My favorite part of tonight's win was Tyrese Maxey and the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. Because we know that Joel Embiid, by now, the man strength, the dad strength of Al Horford has worn off. That is done. It is over with. Joel Embiid wins that battle. That used to be a thing, no longer a thing. And I'm not someone that hates on Al Horford, but whatever. That's no longer the battle. The battle now is Tyrese Maxey proving whether or not he is that all-star level player. And he's done it in the first week of the season. Eastern Conference Player of the Week. That's great. That's fantastic. But he's got to keep it going. It can't be a small sample size. He's got to keep it going. And I am someone that has had the absolute most optimism for Tyrese Maxey. Tonight was supposed to be a statement game, a measuring stick game individually for him, if you think about it like that. And he went out there in the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter without Joel Embiid on the floor, and he took over. Runner after runner after runner, knocking down a 3 and making sure that offense stayed on top of their game with Joel Embiid on the bench. Embiid checked back in. All was right with the world. I got until the final 90 seconds of the game. Other than that, it was great. But the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter, really the first 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, when we really consider how Tyrese Maxey was just driving to the lane and making things happen and creating his own shot and helping set up other teammates. He was doing everything in his power to make sure that this Sixers team maintained the edge over the Boston Celtics before Joel Embiid checked back into the game. That was the part that I was really focused on because you knew Embiid was going to play the fourth quarter and Nick Nurse's rotation. And I'm a fan. It's been a while since I've been able to say I'm a fan of a coach of the 76ers rotation, but I'm a fan of the rotation that Nick Nurse has installed in the early goings of this season with his team. And seeing Embiid play the first quarter, sitting half of the second, coming back, and then playing the third quarter, sitting in half of the fourth, and coming back, I like that. I like to see the way that I'd like to see how that plays out. So you see Embiid, you know he's not going to be in there in the start of the fourth. The Sixers make a nice little run there at the end of the third quarter. They come out swinging there in the fourth quarter thanks to Tyrese Maxey, and that right there was the best possible stretch you could have. When I look back over it, You see in that fourth quarter, Embiid's out, so you know it's Maxey's time to shine. He hits the runner, makes it an 83-71 ball game, so he instills not just a 10-point lead, but now a 12-point lead. Gets another runner. Porzingis then he responds with a three. He makes it an 85-78 game. Oubre gets a free throw. Then the next thing you know, Paul Reed gets run out with the dunk. Then he makes it an 88-78 game. Maxey with a runner. Harris goes down. Tatum hits a three, makes it more interesting. Maxey hits a three in response, this time when Embiid checked back into the ball game, and Embiid is on the assist to Tyrese Maxey. All in all, this is the way it looked after the game when the dust settled as far as the box score goes. Embiid leads the pack with 27 points for the Sixers. Maxey comes up with 25. How about this? Maxey and Tobias Harris, just a damn near rebound shy of a double-double for both of them. They almost get as many rebounds as Joel Embiid in this game. Embiid comes up with a double-double, 27 points, 10 rebounds, and Harris comes up with 17 points, 9 rebounds. Maxey comes up with 5 assists to go along with 25 points and 9 rebounds as well. Oubre getting in the glass too, pulling down 8 boards for himself. Nice to see ya. Nico Batum. He comes off the bench there. Drops in 5 for you, including another 3 as a 76er, and his finger is now in the shape of a Z, but whatever. He did it for the team. He did it for the love of the game, baby. This is just round 1, and I am very excited for what has happened for round 1 of Sixers versus Celtics for the 2023-2024 season. Now in what? A week, 10 days? Now you got the Celtics again, and we'll see how that shakes out. But as of right now, this is exactly the way I wanted to see the Sixers started out. Sure, I would have liked to see them close it out a little bit better than what we saw. 56 seconds tick off the clock. It was a 104-100 ball game. 56 seconds go by, and all of a sudden it's a 104-100 ball game. It was 104-90, then 104-100. Sixers take a timeout. Embiid slows the pace. Maxey feeds him. He backs down Jason Tatum. They get a matchup that they like, and Embiid throws in their little fadeaway jump shot to make it a 106-100 game. Brown then comes down the other end, makes a 3, and it was almost a perfect ending there to the game with about 8 seconds left, 8.5 officially. But Maxey goes up, tries to drop a step-back jumper, not a step-back 3, but a step-back jumper on Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown blocks the shot. Sixers end up bouncing around a little bit, ends up in Tobias Harris's hands. He kicks it out to Maxey. He then airballs it, goes out of bounds, turnover, shot clock violation, Shot clock violation goes the other way. The Sixers come up with some strong defense on the other end. And they're basically able to hold on. But really throughout this game, you saw different instances where the Sixers were able to step up right from jump, literally from the jump. Joel Embiid wins it, puts it in Kelly Oubre's hands. He's able to start a 6-0 run for the Sixers to start things off. Boston fights back. Then you start the second quarter, 35-28 in favor of Boston. Maxey's able to come up with a layup on a breakaway. Paul Reed is able to take Drew Holiday to the rim on a dunk. Like to see Paul Reed getting involved. Batum hits a 3. Sixers respond with a 9-0 run of their own in the early goings of the second quarter. And you see them really start to roll. But from that point on, you saw the Sixers really start to take control of that game. Reed came up with another dunk. You saw Batum come up with a jumper. Oubre followed up on a dunk for the lead that made it 41-40. And I think it was from that point on that the Sixers really held. Melton was able to hit a 3 for you. Joel Embiid went to the line, hit a couple free throws for you. You had Porzingis go up with an N1 situation, able to make the 3, or able to make the free throw. It was a 56-50 advantage at that point to the Sixers. Maxey hits a 3, gets negated by that BS foul call on Boston. They say the foul happened before Maxey's 3. Huge opportunity for the Sixers to go up 59-52. They don't, but Embiid handles the business by following Kelly Oubre for a 3, who hits it down, so to make it a 59-52 game. You go into the third quarter feeling pretty damn good about yourself. Drew Holiday comes out of the gates there for the Celtics. He's able to knock down a 3 in the early goings, get the Celtics hope going again. But then you know what happens? The Sixers go on another run, one of 2 9-0 runs, and they handle it. Even with Derek White starting to knock down 3s, Hauser knocks down a 3 for Boston. Derek White knocked down 2 threes, I believe it was, in that third quarter. But the Sixers really never lost control. Embiid comes back into the game, goes off the glass, makes it a 74-71 game. Oubre comes back in. He's able to hit a layup for the Sixers. He was the first in the third quarter. Kelly Oubre's follow-up layup at 1:35 left in the third quarter. He became the first Sixer not named Joel Embiid to score a bucket. Kate Scott threw it out there during the broadcast. I was like, no, wait, hold on a minute. Beep, pop, pop, beep, pop, 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 punched it up, looked at it. I was like, oh my goodness, that is accurate. So Oubre makes it happen. Porzingis misses a dunk, which is hilarious. Robert Covington knocks down a 3. Sixers go on a 7-0 run. Patrick Beverley gets a runner. Way to see him getting involved in the ball game. 81-71, and Embiid comes up with a big block on Pritchett to end the third quarter. And then for the next 10 minutes and 30 seconds, the Sixers just rolled, just dominated. And then the final, 90 seconds, it wasn't so great. But other than that, it was great. This is as good as you can feel about a win against the Boston Celtics to start out a regular season matchup. This is about as good as you can feel about it. I still got to see more, all right? I hate being a wait-and-see guy, but I have waited and I have seen too much from the Sixers in years past to get my hopes up. We have seen the Sixers sweep a regular season series win 3 of 4 against the Boston Celtics, and then they go on and they're the number 1 seed, and they get bounced out in the 7th game against the Atlanta Hawks. So I have had my hopes up, and I've had my hopes shattered by the Sixers team. So everything I am saying is within context of tonight. What does it mean going forward? It is yet to be seen. It is yet to be seen. Is this a nice start? This is a fantastic start. And as excited as I could be about the 7th game of the regular season, that's as excited as I am. Take a look at the rest of it here. I don't know if you guys can make this out or not, but just to give this to you as well off ESPN. Neither team shooting great from beyond the arc there. The Celtics rallied late. They were around 25% for the vast majority of the game. They ended up with about just a lash under 32% from beyond the arc. Sixers at 26.5% from beyond the arc. Free throw percentage-wise, about the same. The turnover battle was interesting to me. It was pretty much within 1 the entire time. Sixers had 14 turnovers to the Celtics 3. Fast break points, Sixers had the edge 24-19. Points in the paint, hallelujah. Sixers owning the paint. Outscoring them in the paint 56-40. Fouls pretty even, technical fouls dead even, no flagrants. Boring. Largest lead, Sixers were up 15 at one point. 15! Holy straboli. So that's where everything ended up looking right there for the Sixers. Sixers had a slight edge on offensive rebounds. 10 rebound edge on the defensive end of the glass there. You love to see it. You like to see it. You bask in it. And I am doing that right now. Now let's get to some of your fine comments here. Let's see who's checking in. Sixers are amazing to watch right now, says Kevin. Kevin, how you been? I'm telling you right now, I had no idea that the Sixers trading James Harden was going to have this profound an impact on me. And to be honest, I don't know if it would have happened. If I would have had this profound impact if James Harden was traded before he called Daryl Morey a liar. Not that I have any personal, connection to Daryl Morey. I must defend his honor or something stupid like that. But I'd rather see Daryl Morey look right and James Harden look wrong. And I think any Sixers fan would, because Daryl Morey still run the franchise. So you kind of want him to do a little bit better than James Harden. But moving on from James Harden, acquiring the 2 first-round picks, that's great. But acquiring even more room for Tyrese Maxey to grow is the sexiest damn thing about that trade. So my outlook on the Sixers has changed drastically since the James Harden trade. So, yes, I am having a hell of a lot of fun. I compare it to Jimmy Butler becoming a Sixer and that Sixers run that ended in horrible fashion. And I compare it to going back to Allen Iverson. Now, Allen Iverson, for me, was peak Sixersdom. So I have yet to get back to that, okay? I have yet to get back to that. But Jimmy Butler, that brief not even full season. That was awesome. Oh, God, I love that. And now, like this Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid thing, this has got me. I was excited about James Harden, but you already knew so much about James Harden coming into it. If you followed the NBA even a little bit, even with James Harden coming here, I was excited and I was happy, but it's still with the caveat of, it's James Harden. There's a fat suit waiting, right? He's going to throw a basketball to teammates sooner rather than later. All this is going to hit the fan sooner or later, right? Plus, it was still such a bummer from like the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid thing not working out, and Ben Simmons, the whole, we all know the history. But anyway, so like on an excitement scale, Allen Iverson weighing number one, the Jimmy Butler very brief era, that was great. Now this Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid era that has begun, I am stoked, absolutely stoked for it. Which is why I'm doing a preseason. Which is why I'm doing a reaction show after the 7th game of the regular season. IBH, what's up, IBH? Hi, everyone. Cowboys and Celtics in the same week. Wow! It is pretty great. No, this is not the red stripe tee. Yes, I usually wear the button down, but, after this, I felt a little casual. This is my favorite shirt. This is honestly my favorite shirt. Citywide special. Don't ask me where I got it. I'm ashamed to say where I got it. Maybe at the end of the comments, when I run through the comments, I'll tell you. If nobody guesses, I'll tell you at the end. Professor Dutch. Hello anyway. T-Bro, red stripe t-shirt, holding up nicely for a 15-hour day. Different shirt. Get Deuce Gaming. What's up? Nurses figured out in 7 games how to use Embiid for the first time. Other coaches had years and didn't get this type of production. I couldn't agree with you more. I hate the idea that I have paid attention so closely to coaches' rotations, and I hate how obvious this rotation seemed. Now, I will say, Daryl Morey last year getting DeAnthony Melton, big fan of doing that. Then getting Patrick Beverley this year, also getting Kelly Oubre this year, shipping off that other guy, James Harden, bringing in Nicholas Batum, Nico, Batum, bringing him in here, big fan of it, like the rotation off the bench, love the rotation off the bench. Kelly Oubre being in the starting 5, also pretty nice, but I do think, this is what I always say, 2028 first round pick, 2026 first round pick. I know people might look at that and go, oh, it's so far down the line. One of my commenters during my show when I was talking about it was like, I'll be dead in 2028. I'm like, well, I hope not. But they don't have to make a pick in 2026. They don't have to make a pick in 2028. They could use those picks similarly to the way that the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Clippers use them, which is trade them now for an asset now. Sixers could do that before the trade deadline. Sixers could hold off and enjoy this quote-unquote gap year that we talked a little bit about many months ago. But it doesn't mean the Sixers have to make a pick then. It means they could use those picks now to get better now. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, I tell you all that to go into the next question. Citywide, yes, you guys like the Citywide. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys liking the Citywide. Oh, there we go. Mihai Sanchez. How are you, friend? Clap your hands for the Sixers. Game mocked the Eagles-Cowboys finish. It kind of did, actually. It kind of did. Philly Shad. What's up, Philly Shad? Love Patrick Beverley and Batum. Should get more minutes. I wouldn't mind it. I think as the season goes on, you're going to see him get more minutes. But I like kind of easing them into it, and then as of right now, just kind of waiting, seeing, holding patiently to see how these guys develop. Batum is in a great situation right now where, let's see, how many minutes did he log tonight? Let me go back to my graphics department, also known as the snipping tool on ESPN. 26 minutes. That's pretty solid. Patrick Beverley, 15. I think he averaged around 25 with the Bulls, maybe. So that's interesting. How about Paul Reed? There you go. 4 boards for you, Paulie Reed. 8 points. Not too shabby right there. But yeah, about 26 points I'd say is pretty good for Batum. And also the fact that he his finger once again is in the shape of a Z. I think that's also worth noting. Don't want to forget about that. His finger is in the shape of a Z. But yeah, I wouldn't mind to see a little bit more. Somebody is Tony Calvin. The resilient 76ers finding ways to close it out. Game season. Oh, my goodness gracious. There is a Celtic. I'm going to retweet that. Thank you very much. All right, you guys can check that out on my Twitter. Tony Calvin just tweeted a video. I don't know if it's his friend or not, but it's a very disappointed man dressed up like a leprechaun, or dare I say, a Celtic. Go figure. Go figure. Who else do we got going on here in the thing with the thing? Oh, wait, how dare I? Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, use promo code FARZI at mybookie.ag for up to $100 redeemable deposit bonus. That's mybookie.ag. Use promo code FARZI. How dare I forget something like that? Batum's finger didn't want any more minutes. Fair enough. Fair enough. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great. I will be back with you guys tomorrow morning for the Farzi Show at 6 a.m., so I look forward to that. I will say I'm going to do an early chat check in that show because some of the show is going to be taped because I have season 4, I think it is now. Season 4 of Greatest Sports Legends Then and Now. So we're taping that new season this week, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check your local listing for the nationally syndicated television program, including Greg Murphy, Philadelphia Phillies fame. He's part of the. He's a big host on the show. Him and Wes Hall of NBC Sports Washington, kicking around the Greatest Sports Legends Then and Now. Until then, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. I'll be back with you guys tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. for the Farzi Show. Until then, much. Oh wait, I didn't tell you. I got this shirt at Whole Foods. Yeah. Whole Foods 4 years ago. That's holding up nice. Nice. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is an Instant Reaction Farzi Show brought to you by the great people of MyBookie, mybookie.ag. Enjoy all they have to offer when you use promo code Farzi. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. See you in the morning. Bye.